Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? It's Professor Paul Lalvani.
Yes, coming along very loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Loud and clear.
Excellent. Wonderful to hear everyone. We'll give it a few more minutes. I'm just going to put myself on mute and hide myself. Give me a Priya, if we could just do a check how many students are expected, how many graduates are expected, and how many do we have? And may I ask all the people present if you could put on your video so we can see you. And if you could also type in the chat the following information: your name, your organization, and your country.
Good evening, sir. So there are total 38 graduates, and so far 24 people have joined.
Okay.
Yes.
I see a few more just joining as well. Well, and I know sometimes technology holds people back, so we'll give them a few extra minutes. For those who've joined on time, great chance to get to know each other, so we don't waste this time either. Musa, if you could please indicate your organization and the country where you're from. Harry from WHO Geneva, welcome.
Thank you.
Gamuchiria, let me try again. Gamuchirai. Is that better?
You got it. You got it correct, Prof.
Okay.
I'm Chirai from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, please indicate more details, your organization and country, please. We have Bengana from Kimonix, Rwanda. I love Rwanda, spent a lot of time there. Manila from Kathmandu, GHSC, welcome. I see it's all filling in. We have Peggy from Yaoundé. Wonderful, never been there yet, must make it a point to go. Vanessa, more details, please. Nathan, Vexa Farm, Uganda. Wonderful. Amara, UNICEF, Sierra Leone. Vanessa, MNR East Africa, Rwanda. Musa is back. Wonderful. Sierra Leone, Ministry of Health and Sanitation. You know, it's really interesting. There are some countries that have Ministry of Health and Sanitation. Some have Ministry of Health and Family. Some have Ministry of Health and Sports. So it's really interesting how health is combined with several different areas. There's also Ministry of Health with elderly and geriatrics as well. And now we have Gamuchirai. Yep, thank you. Ministry of Health Zimbabwe, wonderful. We have Tito from IntraHealth. They're one of our partner organizations. Wonderful. He's working in South Sudan, but from Rwanda. Patrick from Malawi, Bethesda Community Pharmacy. Great. Thank you for including all this. Damas USAID, Cote d'Ivoire. Jamia Gordon from Cameroon, Uganda, work with, okay. Regional Delegation of Public Health. Awantika, nice name. From Nepal, USA, GHSC, Esperanza from South Africa. Esperance, is that a Spanish name or Portuguese name, even though you're from South Africa? Genuine Desire in Supply Health Kenya, wonderful. Ahmed in this live Sierra Leone, Midas, Liberia, West Africa, no organization. Midas, talk to us.
Good day.
Send us.
Good day, Prof.
Yeah,
Good day, Prof. It's Esperance. I'm from Congo DRC, but I'm currently in South Africa and I'm at work. So I will be in and out. Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Midas,
thank you.
Thank you. Midas, if you don't have an organization, talk to us. We'll help you with, since you're a graduate now, we'll see how we can help you find an organization, assuming you'd like an organization. Okay.
Hello, thank you, Prof. I think I did it. I wrote to Professor Andy about it. So thank you so much
Right.
for bringing it again.
Absolutely. Tande, UNICEF headquarters,
Okay,
Geneva.
I think the main case is that side. Okay.
Yeah, please, please mute yourselves.
I am looking for the internet, but it's not for the scanner.
Guys, Priya, you can mute the people if they are talking, okay?
Yes, sir. Just
Yes, I
give me a
can
second.
collect it, but now I don't know.
There you go. Thank you. Ofuswa from Ghana, Tema General Hospital. I've been there. Tabe, MOH Cameroon, and Mary Orubuola, Nigerian organization, would like to join one. Mary, be in contact with Priya and team, and we'll figure it out. Thank you, and others will keep joining. Excellent. Priya, let me give you the floor to kick us off and bring us in when you need us. Over.
Okay, so we're going to start with our 16th graduation ceremony. So we proceed further with the PPT. So this is the page, Happy Graduation 2022. Yes, you did it. And on the call, we have Prof. Paul S. Lalvani. He's a Dean and Director of Empower School of Health. You have already, Sir has already introduced himself. Plus, we have Prof. ND, Director, Training and Capacity Building. You all know so already.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have program agenda 12:30 p.m. GMT. That's we have already started. It's a confirmation of attendance and login. Type your name that you have already done. On 12:45 p.m. GMT, opening remarks from Sir Paul. Then 1 p.m. GMT, opening remarks by Prof. ND. Then 1:10 p.m. experience sharing by our top graduate. 1:15 p.m. GMT, remarks by Prof. ND Barraclock. 1:20 p.m. GMT, presenting of diploma experience sharing by our graduates. And 1:50 p.m. GMT, final remarks by Prof. ND. We proceed further. Okay, then I give a floor to Sir.
Yeah, I'll take over. Thank you so much. Thank you, Priya. Priya, can you just tell me, out of 34 students, graduates,
38,
how
sir,
many are there?
38.
38?
Yeah.
Out of 38, how many?
Sir, 30 out of 38, we have 30. I haven't got any confirmation from 4 students. So we're
Okay.
expecting 1 or 2 more.
All right, they'll join and you can just connect them. Okay, wonderful. That's a good bunch. It's one of the larger graduate groups. Okay. Everybody, let me do this for a second. Can you stop sharing the screen for a moment? And I would like everyone to share their video so I can see you all for a few minutes while I talk. Okay. And I know data and bandwidth can be expensive, but at least give me a few minutes so I can see you and you can see all the other graduates as well. Wonderful. I'll just go. We have about 36 people on the call right now. Welcome everybody. By the way, how many are from anybody from the Americas, where it's quite early in the morning for you? Anybody from North, South America or the Caribbean? Not this time. Okay, good. All right, so everybody, welcome. Thank you very much for joining, and what an auspicious time of the year as well, as you're closing out 2022. You've come together for this particular graduation together to connect with each other. My name is Paul Lalvani. I'm the founder, executive director of Empower School of Health. And let me share with you my journey and why it could easily be a journey for you if you choose this to be a direction that you would like to go. So whatever your ambition is, whatever your choices are, pretty much one can say anything is possible. Okay. Born and brought up in a small town in India. Parents moved to UK and then we moved to Africa, Nigeria. So I grew up between India and Nigeria for the first 20 years of my life. So I'm comfortable in both continents, spent a lot of time there. Education, most of the time in the United States. Then I joined the UN system, eventually became the head, worked with WHO and became the head of the Global Fund Procurement and Supply Chain Division. The next stop was with the Gates Foundation, where I helped them with their supply chain strategy. Okay. One thing that I noticed, even though at Global Fund and the Gates Foundation, we had so much money, we could not, and here was a challenge, we could not give the money away to the countries because the countries didn't have the capacity to implement and execute the procurement and supply chain programs. And we know this continues to be a challenge. And then when there are disasters, whether it's man-made or natural disasters or pandemic disasters, biological ones, whatever the supply chain condition is, it just gets worse. So the role that you all are playing or will be playing is paramount in the conditions that we are faced with today. And many of you are already in positions where you're making an impact, and many of you are entering that career. Many of you are going to grow into a space. Some of you have PhDs, some of you have masters already, but you've decided to take this course because it brings together half the elements of healthcare and the other half the elements of supply chain to work together. Last 2 weeks ago, I was with His Excellency President Macky Sall of Senegal. And there was an event around capacity building and supply chain, including for COVID vaccines and manufacturing. There's a whole movement now, and this is an area that you need to also think about and consider, is what they're saying local manufacturing, but let's say regional or African-focused pharmaceutical and biological manufacturing or biopharmaceutical manufacturing. It has deep elements of supply chain as well, although it comes from the manufacturing side. And for the next 10 years, 20 years, what the capacity that existed in the West, which then India and China developed about 40 years ago and continues to develop. And when the pandemic hit, the African continent realized that it did not have the capacity or the ability to access those commodities because they weren't available locally. So now there's a whole movement, not just procurement and supply chain within ministries or the private sector, but also within the pharmaceutical manufacturing sector in Africa, in parts of Latin America and Asia as well. So again, the area that you've joined, absolutely paramount. It has now gone from being an operations activity to being a strategic activity where even heads of state are talking about supply chain issues. Okay, so your graduation comes at a very timely manner. You're most welcome, and you're going to hear a fantastic talk from Prof. Andy later on as well. Let me go back to the slides now, and feel free to leave your videos on if you wish to. Priya, could I have the slides, please? Thank you. Next. So this journey started about 14 years ago with where we are now. And you will, next. And what's exciting is that initially these were 5-day training courses, and then with the request of our trainees, and we used to do them all over the world, they wanted something longer, something deeper, and with capacity building and support that would be available with technical assistance. So we are now on the, was it the 16th batch? Priya, did you say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 16.
16th batch. Okay, that's excellent. So we have 8 people from Nepal. We've got Cameroon 5, Malawi 3, Zimbabwe 2. But I should also mention that about 58 people from Zimbabwe joined about 2 months ago. Okay, so in a year's time, there'll be a large graduation of people from Zimbabwe. Liberia, Ghana, Rwanda, 4, France, Sierra Leone, Kenya, and then several ones, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, et cetera, Hopefully this adds up to 38, okay? And what's interesting is we have at between graduates and people still studying, we have about 1,000 people. So you've joined about 1,000 people who are doing either the postgraduate diploma or the master's. And in case you are not aware, your 1-year postgraduate diploma can be topped up by adding 1 year to make it a master's degree as well, where you would, and this is in partnership with the UN, UNITAR, United Nations Institute for Training and Research. Okay, more details on that later on. Next. So what are some of the organizations that of these graduates, and there are many more from other batches. So this is all part of your alumni and network. You should be able to reach out to them. There are 2, excuse me. There are 2 individuals who currently are in between jobs or are exploring. Use this network, leverage us. That's what we are here for. If you're switching, and you'd like to move from one organization to another, or if you need guidance how to move up within your organization, please feel free to reach out, not just to Andy and to me, but any of the other people who have a lot of experience over here. For example, we have a graduate who's a former Minister of Health of Haiti. She's currently the Chief of Party for Chemonics. So our alumni base is very strong, and they're very helpful to each other as well. Next. And this I always find fascinating. The kinds of individuals that have joined the postgraduate diploma course, and they come from various backgrounds. Some come from, just look at this, data, supply chain, pharmacy, logistics, technical background, senior commodity advisor, another supply chain, electronic, or ELMIS, pharmacy manager, capacity building specialist, by the way, for the capacity building specialist, if you could connect with Prof. Andy and me, we're looking for partnerships as well. So you can identify yourself in the chat later on and we can connect. Provincial supply chain coordinator, associate hospital pharmacist, immunization specialist, a lot of Gavi work coming up, so vaccine related. And then we've got supply chain strategy, pharmacy student, and a pharmacist manager. Priya, for next time, you can do by designation and also by academic background as well. That will be very useful to show, because in the past we've had lawyers, finance people, in addition to a lot of pharmacists. About half are pharmacists and half are non-pharmacists. Okay.
Sure.
Next. So obviously all of you here would have at least the pass mark. But as we can see, there are 5 people with high distinction. Congratulations, that's excellent. 7 with distinction, 18 merit, and 8 pass. And later on, you'll get to hear from one of our high distinction graduates. Next. We will be sharing this slide deck with you all, so you'll see, you'll get all this information already. Many of you have already typed your names and we've been through this, so I'm not going to repeat everything, but you've heard the different background, different countries, and different organizations already. Excellent mix, all the way from West Africa to the Far East as well, and Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. Next. And if your photos are missing, please send your photos. You have to send your photos. Remember, if you are not visible, you don't exist, which means both in terms of make sure your voice is heard in your organization, but not overheard. There has to be that balance, and make sure you're visible. I mean, social media or in your graduation and what have you, send your photos, make sure that they're available. And if we've missed it, then I apologize in advance, but normally Priya is really good about that. Okay. It's my pleasure now to hand it over to Andy, and I would like to introduce him to you. Andy's been one of my mentors. I worked with him at MSH, Management Sciences for Health. He brings a decade more of experience than I do, and probably and a magnitude of order more supply chain experience and intelligence than I do. He really is an incredible human being, not just from a supply chain point of view, but also from a humanity point of view. His years of experience in terms of working for different organizations, he's worked with DFID, he's worked probably in more than 30 or 40 countries. I'm probably underestimating that, across Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. He speaks multiple languages. He speaks Thai, speaks Bahasa, which is Indonesian. Obviously, he speaks English. And it's a pleasure of mine to work very closely with him. He keeps threatening to retire, and I keep asking my students and my graduates to letting him know that send a message, make sure he doesn't retire. Okay. So with that, Andy, I give you the floor.
Greetings, and we move to the next slide then, please. After an introduction like that, it's hard to follow. Okay, so of course I'm going to say congratulations. I have tortured you. You have listened to my voice for hours and hours and hours, and I have put you through all manner of complex formula and difficult concepts, and you've graduated. So congratulations, but far more than that. Next slide, please. I have to say double congratulations, because not only have you undertaken this course, but you've done it on a part-time basis. You've had to juggle your work, your life, your religion, your family. Sometimes it feels like you were trying to push a boulder up the mountain with all the activities you're trying to balance. So really, double congratulations. You've not only done the course and the technical part, you've managed to manage all your life to give time to undertake this course, to be able to focus on this course. Next slide, please. But this year, I now have to say quadruple congratulations, because not only have you done all this, you've done it during a COVID year. You've had to contend with COVID and the lockdowns and all the disruptions that we've had. A traditional university would have been closed. We managed to carry on with online working because we were already well established in that area. And the impact of COVID, you know in your own countries, just how massive that's been. Working from home might sound like fun, but only for about 3 days. And then it's enough because you've got all the family to maintain as well. And you've come through that as well. So this year you get quadruple congratulations, okay, for doing so much. The course, your life, and coming through the COVID pandemic with all its restrictions. Next slide, please. The reach, well, over 200,000 learners in 100 countries, 250 organizations, more than 1 million hours of training. I'm sure when you were listening to my voice through all the slides, it felt like 1 million hours of training as well at times. Many countries, many organizations, many different profiles. They're not all pharmacists. Not all our students are pharmacists. Not all our graduates are pharmacists. It's from a wide variety of backgrounds. And the alumni, please join the Alumni Association. Please contact people and use that network. You're part of that network. Next slide, please. Well, you've just been through this PSM training and it was intense. But how do you know it actually works? How can I prove to anyone that it's really effective? Oh, I'm sure you all felt you learned things, but how good is it really? Well, fortunately, we have a lot of hard evidence. And this year, especially, we have evidence from COVID. Those of you that have worked on COVID may know about the WHO Essential Supplies Forecasting Tool for COVID. And we had to do a survey as Empower of countries in Southeast Asia on how easy countries found this tool to use. And the answer was anyone who'd done our course could use it immediately. Because I spent about 40 hours torturing you to go through the quantification module 3, and doing calculations and explaining the basics. Not just putting numbers in a computer, but how it works. So people who had done the course could immediately request COVID supplies because they were familiar with Excel spreadsheets. They were familiar with the type of quantification. It was morbidity-based quantification that you all did. So we have hard proof of the reality of how useful this course is across the way. No one expected COVID. No one could have predicted COVID. But when it came, graduates of this course were ready and picked up the ESFT, the Essential Forecasting Tool, and could use it immediately. They never calculated oxygen requirements before in their life, but they could do it now because they understood morbidity quantification. And they understood what needed to go into the tool and the kinds of formulas it used. Next slide, please. And if we take the evidence of the survey we did across countries in Southeast Asia, it was a survey for GOAN, which is the Global Outbreak Alert and Response Network. Everyone who could do it could use it. And they all said, we didn't need any training. We could use it straight away. We understood the language. We understood how accurate it was. We understood the range of commodities, even commodities that we may not have handled before. How many people were ordering PPE or involved in personal protective equipment before COVID hit? Most people focused on the medicines, not on PPE. Who knew anything about ventilators? Who knew anything about other kinds of oxygen supply, tubing and masks and all of that? But because they'd undertaken morbidity quantification, they could do it. Next slide, please. So this is the emergency outbreak response platform. Anyone who wants to use the Essential Supplies Forecasting tool can download it. There's also available free online a training course for COVID commodities. So if you haven't already passed the COVID pandemic and you need to know about specific COVID commodities, that course is there. The link's on the screen, how to access it and go forward with it. Many of you might feel you've had enough training and listening to my voice, but if you take the COVID course, you'll get to listen to my voice again as you go through on COVID training. Next slide, please. I want to bring this point across now that PSM is not new. We wrote the first edition of the Managing Drug Supply in 1982. We did the WHO Estimating Drug Requirements, which was the basis of the quantification we undertake now, in 1988. And the JSI Logistics Handbook was published in 1998. How is it that now, more than 30 years on, we're still teaching these basics? As we said throughout our course, it's not enough that you know. All of you are graduating. You already know all about PSM. You have to be able to advocate and explain about PSM to the people who don't know, so that they get the message, so that we move forward. Next slide, please. And PSM is really not new. If we look at the annals of the Roman army from 200 BC, you will find morbidity quantification. That's 3,000 years ago. We ought to be able to do morbidity quantification by now, do you think? Alexander the Great's army, Cleopatra armies all had quantification of medical items. It's written there in Egyptian papyrus, it's there cast in stone, in Roman records, and from Alexander the Great in a whole variety of records as well. All of it there. In fact, it's believed that Pythagoras, and some of you might know from school mathematics who Pythagoras was, and the hypotenuse and the square on the triangle, he's believed to be the first logistician because he made the formula for quantification. So what we're doing is an old and noble art as we try to take it forward and we try to advocate across anyone who listens to improve the status and the recognition of PSM. Next slide, please. Of course, we have to keep up to date. It's not enough. You finish the course, but as soon as we finish the course, it's already starting to be out of date. There's many joint activities. The curriculum for pharmacy students on substandard medicines is a recent publication. Have a look at that. Keep up to date. Join the alumni. Join the Empower monthly webinars and notifications of webinars with different organizations in society. That's part of our continuous professional development. You've graduated, but now we're going to CPD in order to keep all the information up to date. What's happening on falsified medicines? What's going on? What did COVID do to falsified medicines? How do I have to be alert? What information do I need? All available in the monthly webinars and in the special webinars we do with different organizations. Keep an eye on the alumni site for the information. Next slide, please. What have we learned from this COVID disruption? Less than 4% of countries were prepared for the disruption of COVID. Of course, nobody was prepared for COVID. No one expected it. But we could have been much better prepared and much more resilient than we were. The war in Ukraine, it's made a massive impact on pharmaceutical sector and pharmaceutical supplies. It's increased prices because of the diversion of medicines to other areas. We have to make our supply chain much more resilient. It's not enough that we know how to do, we have to be able to prepare to absorb knocks and shocks, becoming resilient. We've had COVID, which was a serious lesson for us. We've got the Russian-Ukraine war, which is another serious lesson for us. Next slide, please. Our message, use the knowledge that you've now got to prepare your supply chain for future disruptions. All of you know about buffer stock. How do we calculate buffer stock? Well, it's the lead time. Is that enough? In this world of constant disruptions, maybe we need to be increasing buffer stock. Maybe we need to be looking at multi-source supply, many other areas of improving resilience in our supply chain. You have the knowledge. What's the climate crisis going to do? Are we ready for that? Many of our warehouses are already very hot. What are we going to do when it gets hotter? For longer? How are we going to respond to that? You've got the knowledge. You have the ability to react to this. Let's engage and use it. Next slide, please. Okay, Priya, I think over to you, or is it Prof. Paul taking it from here?
So I'll just mention this and then I'll look at the next slide as well. So we have the top graduates, and these are among the highest scores that we have seen, which is excellent. So I would like to congratulate all of you. The countries, Malawi, Uganda, Rwanda, Malawi, and Cameroon. So we have 2 people from Malawi, 1 from each of the other countries. Normally, we have at least half or more women in the top graduates. I am surprised that I don't see them in this particular case, okay? Regardless, encouragement for the others to step in. So we've got Patrick with 95.89%, 96% practically. And is it Nathan? Nathan at 96% if you round it up. Musa at 93%. Sakrani, Kagoma at 91%. And Tabe at 91%. So really, this is excellent. Congratulations. And Priya,
thank you.
This really is, have we had anyone higher than 96% before, guys?
I have to check, sir. Yes, we have chances.
Maybe one or the other. There isn't much space to go higher than this. But regardless, we're looking at anybody in this group. I mean, all of you, congratulations. But obviously, you've spent time working hard on this. So next slide, please. Brilliant. We requested our top graduate, but we could actually have even potentially 2 people. We're talking about decimal spaces. This is like a 100-meter dash when people run, and it's literally 0.01 seconds separating each of you. So in fact, Patrick, I'd like you to say a few words, and if you could share your thoughts as the valedictorian of this batch. And if you can stop sharing the screen, please, so that we can all see Patrick.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Patrick Kabasu, a pharmacist manager at the Bedside Community Pharmacy in Malawi. I've been taking this course, postgraduate diploma in global health procurement and supply chain management. Actually, I can say it has been an exciting journey to reach this far, especially with the support from Professor Andy and the Priya. I like the voice of Professor Andy as he was articulating the PSM challenges and the solutions which we can provide. Basically, I can say what I like most about the course is the practicality or the context or the postgraduate diploma course. Personally, I can say through the journey of the course, I've used some of the concepts which are linked to deal with some of the challenges which I usually meet at week. For example, in Malawi, we have had challenges of Forex. So in that case, we have had shortages of supplies from wholesalers because they're failing to import some products. So in that regard, we would use some concepts, especially when you're doing quantification, when I'm ordering drugs, to make sure that we don't get much affected as a pharmacy, as a community pharmacy, by the shortage of the supplies. We order more to cover for some time, so that even when the wholesalers are not able to order the supplies, we should be able to provide to the clients. So I believe this is just a simple example which I can give, but otherwise, I like the course, and actually I will recommend this course to everyone who is having a passion to strengthen the supply chain system in Malawi and even globally. I believe even for those who are working in the Ministry of Health and even other non-governmental organizations, because as myself, I'm in the private sector. Actually, it's a very small pharmacy, but I've seen the impact of the knowledge which I've gained from start of the postgraduate diploma in supply chain. So I believe at a larger level, the impact has also to be huge. And as I'm heading towards that direction, I believe I'll become such an achiever, impacting the supply chain system in Malawi, even globally. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Patrick, congratulations as the valedictorian. This is excellent. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And you mentioned you come from the private sector, and a lot of this experience will be very beneficial in both public and private sector as well. This will give you a lot of flexibility to move between the two sectors and bring those skill sets. I noticed there's people are asking, how do I join the alumni network and the platform? We can, Priya and team, you can post it in the chat, the link, and there's a process how you join that platform. And also, I believe there are countrywide WhatsApp groups or other ways to join as well. So Priya will give you those details later on. Priya, if you can keep that ready for discussion at the end of this talk. Okay. Next slide, please. So this is the exciting time, guys. You've done it. You've made it. So I'm going to leave the floor to Priya and to Andy to take it to the next level. Go ahead.
Okay, then now we do the official statement to award the actual graduation, and I make the formal statement. It is reported to me that you have satisfied all the requirements of the regulations and the conditions for the qualifications of a postgraduate diploma. And it is therefore my great pleasure to confer this qualification upon you. The conferment will occur upon the reading of your name. Priya, are you reading the names or am I going to read the names?
So half you can read and then
Right,
I
then.
take it
Okay.
forward.
Okay, so
Thank
first,
you.
Jemiah Gordon Nchami. Please forgive my pronunciation if it's not correct. I'm going to go through quite quickly because then we'll give you a chance to speak. Okay. Okay. Are we speaking now? Yes, I think we are, aren't we? Can we go back one slide?
I would suggest that as we are calling out their name, they can just share, they can acknowledge and then they can share their experience for 60
Okay.
seconds.
Okay, so we're going to, Jemiah, if you can share your 60 seconds of your experience of the course.
Thank you very much, Prof, for giving me this opportunity. It was a wonderful experience. It was not easy at the beginning because of it's a distant learning platform, and then it was not easy, but with all the support and all the messages, the reminders and everything that was given to me, I had the opportunity to complete, and I'm so excited to receive this certificate. I'm so very happy. And I think that at my organization, since I'm working with the regional delegation of public health at the Central region, Cameroon, I think I'm going to be very, very useful. I'm going to provide my services for better supply chain management in my region and also the country. Thank you very much. Thank you I'm so excited. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We're in time. Next slide, please. Tito Aman Bazahicha. Please again forgive my pronunciation. 60 seconds, please.
Thank you very much, Professor, for this opportunity. I would really like to extend my gratitude to our lecturers for the well-structured training material, even the webinars for the whole course period. Now with the acquired skills and knowledge, we are now able to assess and analyze, even monitor complex supply chain activities by identifying gaps, challenges that will allow decision makers to anticipate action that are really oriented to tackle any barriers and to mitigate some supply chain interruption and to increase access to medicine, to program performance, even to client satisfaction. Thanks a lot. Once again, thanks a lot for the Empower School. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Next slide, please. Sakain Kagoma. Are you with us? Can you unmute and give us 60 seconds? Don't see them in the list. No. Okay, we'll move on then, please.
Sakarine, I can see you. Your mic is on mute. So could you please unmute yourself and share your experience? Or what we can do, sir, we can just come back again.
Right. Okay. Okay, off we go. Next slide, please. Okay, Sakarine, go ahead. No, you're muted again. Okay. All right, we'll come back. Okay. Shamiso Nayashanu. Shamiso, are you there? Can you unmute? Okay, let's move on then, please. Nathan Jonah Ilulu.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon, friends and faculty members, fellow graduates, and first say, congratulations to this cohort upon graduating. It has been a a really challenging journey. I want to especially thank the faculty members at Empower for designing this self-paced course that really helps professionals, upskill, and get the relevant skills in our increasingly changing global health environment. We've all worked hard to get to this stage, and we don't want it to go to waste. I believe this diploma is a wonderful tool that professionals who are passionate about global health initiatives can strive to ensure that we achieve equitable health in wherever continent and country that we are practicing in. Thank you and congratulations to fellow graduates.
Excellent, just within time. Thank you. Next slide, please. Manila Vedya.
Thank you, Professor. So I'm Manila. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate all my colleagues for graduating this course. And I would like to thank Professor Andy, who has supported throughout this journey, and also Priya, Professor Paul, and entire faculty member of the Empower School of the Health for designing this course. And this course really support me because my role is to support government in the forecasting and the quantification. And so I've learned lots of formulas, lots of methods, and things from this course and different components of the supply chain as well. And once again, I would like to thank entire team for this course, and I would highly recommend my colleagues, my other colleagues, for this course as well. Thank you, team.
Excellent, thank you. And the next slide, please. Pru Agba Damas.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I would like to express my gratitude to the entire Empower Health School personnel. I am very excited today receiving this certification. I am a French speaking, but I succeed to this course, and this is relevant for me. And I think for sure this course will help me to better assist all the practitioners in my country, and also better strengthen the supply chain management in Côte d'Ivoire. So thank you very much again for your support. Okay.
Excellent, thank you. And of course, is also available in French.
Yeah.
Okay, Ramold Roberto Nazama Mavogo. Romuald, are you with us? Can you unmute?
Sir, I guess it's not on call.
Right,
We can
okay.
come back again.
Next slide, please. Clara Uradis. I should know this better than this. We've corresponded by now. Clara, over to you. 60 seconds.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Professor Andy and Professor Paul and Priya. It has been a wonderful journey. I have learned a lot. It was challenging at the beginning because it was my first time studying, doing a distance course. But then soon the course acquired a logical flow, and I learned a very useful new concept. And I am very grateful to everybody to provide this course. I think I'm working as a freelance consultant, So I'm very sure that many of the concepts will be useful for my future assignment. And then why not? I would be very happy to find a job in the supply chain area. So I hope this diploma can help me do that. And thank you everybody for the support, and thank you, Andy, for providing so much knowledge. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Geneva Nidikongui.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. I choose to follow what is called a very not traditional education path. This was a learning experience. Empower School of Health taught me thinking out of the box. So working in a supply chain without more experience and knowledge in that domain was hard work. So I have started our learning about supply chain in the Empower School of Health outside. Now I was learning more about PSM. That is giving me the more opportunity to understand more about warehouse management, procurement, store management. And just I appreciate what I was reading. Thank you very much.
Excellent, many thanks. And the next slide, please.
Could I just ask everybody else to mute themselves while the graduate is speaking? Thank you very much. Please watch your the microphone. If it is switched on, then please put it on mute. Thank you. Back to you, Andy.
Okay, Midas Ellen Kamanga.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much, Prof, for this time that you've given me. My experience with the Empower, it has been a great and wonderful journey studying with the Empower School of Health. The course is an eye-opener for me. At first, I'm coming from a background of non-medical. All terms were just new, but with this course, I now have a deeper knowledge and understanding of procurement, supply chain management. I feel honored, geared, and ready to contribute to the global health. Many thanks to you, Professor, for your wonderful sessions that I really enjoyed. Priya, for your technical assistance, and the entire team of Empower School of Health. Thank you.
Excellent, many thanks. Next slide, please. Raj Dakal.
Could I just ask everyone to mention their, when you mention the name we already know, your designation, organization, and country as you start to introduce your comments. Over.
Okay, Raj Dakal, I'm guessing from Nepal. Are you with us?
Sir, I guess he's not on call.
Not on call. Okay, we move on then, please. Gamuchira Matandirotia. Oh, I'm sure that's not correct, but I hope it's enough to understand. And I know you're on the call, so please go ahead.
You got it so correct, Prof. Thank you very much. So fellow graduates, congratulations to you. Thank you very much to Dean and Director, Prof. Lalvani, Prof. Andy, and Priya. For me, it's been a challenging but very exciting journey taking the course. I'm a pharmacist in Zimbabwe, provincial pharmacy manager in the Ministry of Health and Child Care. One of my roles is to quantify and distribute medicines, and I've learned concepts, very significant concepts that I've even applied in my day-to-day duties. This mostly to primary healthcare facilities and community health workers, and even with the introduction of the COVID distribution system, I will also be able to undertake that course so that I enhance my skills. I look forward to applying most of the concepts that I learned. I've only learned that the person behind the voiceovers was Prof. Andy. Today I wasn't aware, but thank you very much for all the noise and the long hours of listening to you. I hope to be able to contribute to the whole supply chain concept and improvement in access to healthcare and medicines in particular to those that need them when they need them. Thank you very much.
Just mention your country and organization, please.
Minister of Health and Child Care, Zimbabwe.
Excellent, many thanks. Okay. Awantika Priyadeshani.
Hello.
Excellent. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm Avantika Priyadarshini from Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm working as health system strengthening and capacity development specialist for Global Health Supply Chain and Procurement and Supply Management Project. At first, I would like to thank the entire team of Empowered School of Health for their immense support, and special thanks to Priyaji. I could reach her anytime I faced any problem, so I'm very thankful to her. The journey through this course was really very interesting, and it added great value to my work as I'm working for strengthening health supply chain in Nepal. So I was able to use the knowledge that I learned from this course in my work life, and I will be using it more. So thank you. It was a great opportunity to be the part of this course. Thank you very much.
Okay, excellent. Many thanks. Move on, please. Madan Kumar Koha. Dan, can you unmute?
He's not on call.
On the call. Okay, we're not so many from Nepal tonight. Okay, next, please. Sunil Rana Bhatt. Also from Nepal, I would think, but it's late at night for them.
Yes,
so
sir. He's not on call, sir.
Right. Next, please. Shailandra Kumar Patel. Don't see them on the...
No, sir, he's not on call.
Okay, we move on again, please. Okay. Ahmed Sanko Hughes. Excellent. Go ahead, please, Ahmed. Yeah, you're normally with us on webinars, so it's good to hear you again.
Thanks, Professor Andy. A special thanks to Priya. She has been the one receiving all our queries and questions, and she has been responding to them. I want to thank yourself, your very self, and Professor Lavani for this course. It's actually an enrichment of knowledge. I worked in the private sector as a pharmacist who is engaged in regulatory affairs. However, undertaking this course have helped me to see everything in a supply chain way. So I will be looking for a job in the supply chain arena so that I will have more practical experience. My experience on this course, I started it, it seems to be something that was easy and I was passing. When I reached the fifth module, module 5, I started having problems that I have to read almost all the resource materials. So it slowed my progress. I have now to be downloading and reading, not just listening to the audios. But it's a great experience, and it's worth every moment, and it's worth this moment today. I want to end by saying thanks, and also encouraging you to see how you continue getting us around and capacitating us as we try to contribute to the world of supply chain.
Excellent. Just mention your country and designation, please.
I'm a pharmacist in Sierra Leone. I'm working for a private importer. It's called Indus Life Sciences.
Excellent. Many thanks. Next, please. Genuine Agakana Desire.
Thanks, Andy. I just begin by saying that my journey has been empowering. I am passionate about improving access to life-saving medication, and just starting out my career in PSCM the course has allowed me to appreciate the many ways and roles that I can play to contribute to the broad goal of improving access. The course material reflected real-life examples, and of course that has also augmented the work I currently do in conducting supply chain assessments. Ultimately, I'd say the course has been a transformative adult learning experience, and I extend my gratitude to the faculty. I live and work in Kenya. I am a pharmacist, and I also work as an associate at In Supply Health Limited. Thank you.
Excellent. Many thanks. Next, please. Professor Koi Labi. Can you unmute? Yeah, there we go. Can we unmute, please? There we go. Try again. Ask to unmute. Excellent. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank
I think we're not hearing you.
You can unmute yourself, Abin.
Yeah. Yeah, please
She's on
unmute.
call, but I guess she's facing some issues.
Okay, maybe not enough bandwidth. If you'd like to just try again, can you speak now? Okay. Okay, maybe just put a few lines in the chat box.
Okay, thank you. I can go ahead.
Yeah, Tunde Konogawa
Yeah.
Weseni. Go ahead.
Thank
please.
you, thank you, Professor. I am a health logistician, and I worked as a vaccine management specialist in the outbreak polio team response at Geneva with UNICEF. I can tell you that I am very, very delighted to be the holder now of this diploma. For me, it come to complete my background in the field of vaccine supply chain. And I believe that this diploma is a stepping stone for me. So here I am going to thank all the faculty employment school, and Priya particularly, who has been a link with all the actors during this course. So I want to tell my congratulations to everyone, and to greeting all the facilitators of employment school. Over to you.
Excellent. Many thanks. Okay, next, please. Maria Esperance Matono Makengo.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the opportunity. My name is Maria Esperance Matondo Makengo. I'm a pharmacist for Beyond Zero in South Africa. Regarding the course, it was really interesting to take the course, even though in the beginning it was really challenging, but with all the help of Andy and Priya, and then today we are here, and I would like to thank you for everything, and then to congratulate my colleague. It was not easy this year with the pandemic, but with God's grace, we are the winner today. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you.
Excellent, many thanks. Next, please. Vanessa Irakunda.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead, please, Vanessa.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Andy. First of all, congratulations to everyone, to all of us here. We made it, and I'm super happy to be here. I would like to thank Empower School of Health for the opportunity to improve my knowledge in supply chain, which is actually my area of work, because I work for MNR East Africa, Kigali, Rwanda, which is a pharmaceutical wholesaling company. So this course allowed me to identify some of my areas of weakness in the supply chain system, and it gave me an opportunity to improve my work. And I look forward to introducing some solutions to some issues in my organization. It was really a great opportunity, and I thank everyone. Special thanks to Priya. She was always ready to help. And special thanks to you, Professor Andy, and to all of the Empower School of Health team. Thank you.
Many thanks. Okay, next slide, please. Akwo Basil Sunday Nakang.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please, Basil.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity today. I am very, very delighted to be part of this graduation batch. And my name is Akwa Basil. I currently work as supply chain associate with the Cameroon Baptist Convention Health Services in Cameroon. So I want to really express my gratitude to the entire team, to you, Prof, Priya, Sonia, all of them did a great job. The assistance was really enormous. Come to them time to time for material. And I think that this course has really helped me a lot in the area of understanding maybe the things that I need to do, maybe in the areas of procurement, understanding in details, maybe the things that I need to do as concerning maybe quantification, selecting products, and maybe adding maybe some more resources to the already existing work in the system. So I believe that this is also helped to increase my competence, and it's going to go a long way to help me in my career. So thank everybody very much. Thank you so much, Prof. And I wish everybody a happy graduation.
Excellent, many thanks. Next, please. Petogo Poi.
Sir, he's not on call.
Okay, next, please. Dr. Tabe Kelvin Ayuk. Dr. Tabe, are you with us? Can you unmute?
Yes, Prof. Andy. Okay.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I want to first start by thanking each and every one that made it. It was really challenging. It was stressful. And congratulations to each and every one. I want to also especially thank Prof. Andy for torturing, for torturing us. It's a torture, but at
Yeah, I think we've lost you there, Tabe. Yeah. You just try and click on mute again, maybe.
My career and has permitted me to kind of appreciate and intervene differently from whatsoever way I used to do before. So as I recall, Tabe Kelvin, I am a pharmacist with the Ministry of Public Health, Cameroon. Thank you very much.
Excellent, many thanks. And the next, please. Calliope Nutanyad Adabo.
Thank you all for this opportunity to talk to you. I work as a program officer for Try Rwanda. It was an amazing journey, learning new things and applying them in my daily work. I thank Empower School of Health Management. Thank you, Prof. Andy and Priya again. Over to you.
Excellent, many thanks. And the next slide, please. Bianganya Geoffrey.
Thank you very much. And first of all, congratulations to fellow graduates. I'm Geoffrey Baingana. I work for USAID GHSC Biochemonics in Rwanda. And this course was really a good one. It really resonated with my current role. My role is embedded in Rwanda Medical Supply as a strategic advisor to the CEO. And Rwanda Medical Supply is the national supply chain entity. So the course was educating, was insightful, and was overall empowering. So thank you very much to the Empower School of Health. Thank you to Chemonics International Inc. for the assistance. Thank you to all the professors, and particularly thank you to Priya for the consistent follow-up. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Many thanks, Geoffrey. Next slide, please. Masiala Guyugai. Masiala, are you with us? Can you unmute?
Sir, I cannot see him on call.
Okay, then next, please. Harry Jason Ortila Lakasamana.
Thank you very much, Professor Andrew. Thank you. Thank you all. I'd like to start by thanking the professors, facilitators, and administrators of Empower School of Health. Of course, I'd like to thank also my family, my wife, my children, who supported me throughout the duration of the course. I am very overwhelmed and honored to receive this diploma today. I must say that because of the COVID pandemic, completing the course were both challenging and fulfilling, but at the same time, I found equally useful, especially to my current position. I am actually a hub assistant in the supply chain management unit of the Strategic Health Operations Department of the Emergency Response at the WHO here in Geneva, Switzerland. My experience with Empower was remarkable. I found that the modules and resources were very useful and well structured, apart from the odd, one or two links that were no longer valid. I've learned a lot from this study, which helped me better understand my work and to be more efficient in directly responding to global health emergencies and providing the necessary medical and health commodities. So overall, I'd like to say it was a wonderful opportunity for me, as I never thought I would graduate again after 25 years. And this postgraduate diploma means a lot to me, as this adds an important value in my CV and professional profile. So I am very delighted to receive this diploma, and I thank everyone once again, the whole team of the Empower School of Health. Thank you.
Excellent. Many thanks. And the next, please. Indra Arojan.
No, sir, he's not on call.
Oh, okay, next, please. Emmanuel Kabudula.
Greetings all. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you well, Emmanuel. Go ahead, please.
Greetings to all graduates. Thanks to Empower School of Health for the support that you have rendered to us. It was a really exciting course that I have learned a lot, more especially on storage, quantification, and the other parts of supply chain. This certificate will help in our country, that is Malawi, and I will try my best to practice whatever knowledge and skills that you have imparted to me. I really thanks a lot. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Many thanks, Emmanuel. And next, please. Peggy Ivada Nangao Nachoboa.
Thank you, Prof, for this opportunity. And I would like to thank all the students today for achieving this training. I am Peggy Gadou from Cameroon. I work for Chemonix, like last mile delivery coordinator. So it was a pleasure for me to join the course, and I learned a lot from the various presentation, and I am really grateful for the Empower teams, and thanks again. Over.
Many thanks. Okay, next, please. Rabin Hadikari.
He's not on call, sir.
Good. Then next, please. Mary Anuwapo Arabula.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank Professor and Priya for their support. The course was challenging and interesting, quite a shift from a background in public health, but it was really enlightening, and I look forward to applying the knowledge gained. I'm from Nigeria and I'm a student. Thank you.
Excellent, many thanks. Next, please. Patrick Capasula.
First of all, I just want to thank you, Professor Andy, for the opportunity which you have given us to have this function this day. It has been an exciting journey, as I've already said. I can say now it's a slogan. If we can't measure it, we can't improve it in the supply chain. So the lessons that I've learned has not just brought a certificate, a diploma to me, but has brought a transformation of mind and even reasoning skill, so that I be able to contribute to the improvement and strengthening of the supply chain system in Malawi. And I believe I'm also an asset for the entire globe. Currently, I'm working in Malawi at Bedside Community Pharmacy as a pharmacist. Thank you so much.
Excellent, many thanks. And the next, please. Amara Bangali Sesai.
Yes, Professor. Good afternoon from my side, Professor, colleagues, Prayer from Empower. My name is Amara Bangali Sisi. I'm a pharmacist by background, and I work with UNICEF in the Sierra Leone country office. And my association with Empower is not the first one. It has been a series of other engagements that we have had together. So it's an opportunity again to meet with you, Professor Andy, at this level. So I want to thank every one of you at Empower and also say plenty congratulations to all my colleagues with whom we went through this very entertaining course. I believe the program is worth every minute that was spent on it during these past 12 months and more. So I mean, I just wanted to mention some interesting things during the program. I mean, two very key modules that was interesting for me is the module 3, quantification and supply planning, and module 5, inventory management. Made me see supply chain with a very different lens. So a lot of experiences were learned during those two key sessions. So as we are moving with our support as UNICEF, as we support the government and other partners, we are gradually moving from operations to more supply chain system strengthening efforts. So I see a lot of those experiences and knowledge during the period of this course. So I'm sure I'll use all what I have learned during that period to continue to engage and pass on that knowledge to the people that I work with. So I want to thank you all very much, and more especially my colleagues from Sierra Leone, the two of them, the three of us all together. So thank you very much, Professor. Over to you.
Excellent, many thanks. And the next slide, please. Musa Sese.
Good afternoon from this end. I'm Musa Sisi. I'm currently working with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation as supply chain officer. Well, to me, it's a very great privilege for me to be here, especially when I saw the invitation to witness this great occasion. I want to thank my colleague graduates and the premier and other faculty staff, because I also want to express my sincere thanks also to premier, because he had patient with me for a very long period to follow up on me, especially in the area where I was almost out of the course. He was able to allow me to rejoin the course after thorough verification. So the experience that I have learned has helped me now to actually manage the supply chain at district level and community level. So I want to admonish all colleagues, let us take the experience we learned from this course and broaden both local and international networking. Congratulations again to all graduates. Thank you.
Many thanks, Musa. And the next slide, please. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Prof. Andy, thank you very much. We can move on to the next slide. That's fine. This is not relevant, except to say that our current batch had some higher percentages, but they're all in the top 5. That's great.
I think we're making the course too easy. We're getting more higher scores. I think
I
we
know.
might make it harder, you know. I mean,
And Andy, the words that I heard were most of them said challenging. One said entertaining, which was fascinating. I think you're entertaining our graduates a little too much. So it'll be interesting to see.
I think torture was also mentioned, though.
Yes, and then there was one torture, one challenging, maybe 2 challenging, and then no, several challenging and 1 entertaining. So we have 1 on either end. Priya, would you like to talk about this before I go on to mention a few other points? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you all for your kind feedback. Okay, then as I have already discussed with you regarding the soft copies and the hard copies. So as I said, post graduation, we will be sharing the soft copies with all the certificates. Once it is approved by you, then we'll send you the hard copies, plus we'll send small graduation box to you at your mentioned address. So I would request you all to please email me your correct address so that we don't find any difficulty while delivering your certificates. Thank you.
Right. And also please check and double check the way your name is written and spelt, or capitalized or not capitalized. In some countries, the last name comes first and it's capital. In some countries, it's not capital, etc. So the way you would like it written, please check, clarify that, so that before the official printing is done, it's corrected. All right, next slide, please. Alumni platform, we will share the link right now in the chat box, and also send it by email to you as well. Priya, would you like to talk more about the alumni platform and any more details here? Please go ahead, or anybody else.
Okay. So once we'll share this link with you, you can just click on the link, you can register yourself and you can explore the platform there, and you can, I mean, it's for you. We have resource reading materials there. We have other graduates there. So you can just make a network and you can coordinate with each other. So I would suggest you, I've just drop down a link in the chat box. So please go ahead and explore the platform, and please feel free to contact me in case you need any further assistance or information regarding the platform.
Great, that's very useful. Do we announce in there when there are webinars or any job postings and everything else? They get posted there as well, right? Priya?
Only for graduates, sir. Yes,
Yes.
we do post
That's
our activities, our
events.
other, yeah, we do post on this platform.
Okay, good. Next slide, please. Right, so career opportunities, and I've got a couple more points to mention as well. The last bullet again is about the alumni platform, so do sign up. There are a few of you that are fresh graduates, recent graduates. If you'd like to do an internship with Empower, it's anywhere between 2 to 3 months. Some do 6 months. Do talk to us. It will help with your resume, your CV. We work with at least 30 different ministries of health. We work with most of the UN agencies, from World Bank, WHO, Global Fund, UNDP, UNICEF, UNAIDS, you name it. They're all our either partners, funders, or clients on different projects, and we work very closely with them. Ministries of Health, we do a lot of capacity building with them as well. So if you're looking to enter this area or change from one area of work to another, and if we're able to help, we're happy to do so. So reach out to Priya, let her know what your interests are, and then she'll connect with Prof. Andy and myself, and we will support in whichever way we can. Just before we do the final remarks, a couple more points from my side. If I can, Priya, can I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Just give me a second. Let me just. Yes, you can share it now, sir.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's displaying well.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is, so for all the individuals who've just graduated with a postgraduate diploma, I know the last thing on your mind is more studying. I know you don't want to think about that, and there's no rush, but I did want to share this with you. This was launched earlier this year, and this is on the United Nations Institute for Training and Research website, UNITAR, our partner organization. And I'll share this link. Can you just put this link in the chat now, please, Priya? And if you go to this site, you'll see information about this course. Normally, it is a two-year master's degree. But for those who've completed our postgraduate diploma, it's a 1-year online program. So you're adding 1 more year to your 1-year investment that you've already made. And that will give you a master's, okay? You can click here to register directly from there, or you can download the brochure, and that brochure looks like this, okay? And that gives you the details for this program. You can enroll directly from there. But what's interesting here is the topics that you would be interested in. So this is for the 24-month, and you'll notice that the first year are your PGD, postgraduate diploma subjects and topics. This is all part of the postgraduate diploma. But for those who've completed the postgraduate diploma, here you have the 12-month program, and the topics include, and this is important, effectiveness, and maybe this is a bit small, so let me just enlarge it. Can you see better? Okay. Effective responses to public health, PSM for COVID, but it's everything related to COVID is applicable for any other pandemic supply chain. Then there's emergency pandemic humanitarian focus supply chain, which is quite different from public health supply chain. Another aspect, which is a huge challenge that we were asked to work on by ministries of health, is not just pharmaceuticals, but procurement and supply chain of what we say MDDE, medical devices, diagnostics, and equipment. Then introducing new health technologies into the public health supply chain. When I was at the Global Fund, we had to introduce, this is going back a few years, but I mean, you all know about antimalarials of ACTs, but prior to that was chloroquine. And to switch from chloroquine to ACTs is really difficult. To switch from diagnostic A to diagnostic B is very difficult. What are the different challenges? And we talk about introducing new health technologies into public health supply chains. Because here you have to deal with the FDA, the public health program, and then the supply chain organization. So it's multiple levels of challenges. Managing product quality assurance. This was again a topic that WHO and others requested if we could dig deeper in, and we've added this program in there as well. Risk management, financial risk, operational risk, human risk, etc. That's part of 6. I apologize, I've got a bit of a cold. Financial evaluation of investments in public health supply chain. This is jointly developed with the Global Fund. Again, it's a very unique topic and very critical, especially given the investments that go into the supply chain. And finally, there would be the thesis to close this out. Okay. And you would get a joint degree both from Empower and UNITAR for this. So, and again, it took us more than 2 years to get this accredited, approved, and finally we're able to launch this. Okay. Let me stop sharing this. You can also come, by the way, the other way is also through our website, which you're more familiar with as well. You can directly, if you go to register for courses, all courses, you will come to this page. And the first one is for 24 months. Second one is for 12 months. And you would select this category since you are graduates. Okay. I will, for more questions or clarifications, you've got Priya and others. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. The other point I wanted to mention, can you, let me just change the view a little bit here. Here we go. The other point I wanted to mention is there is a donor-funded opportunity. Have any of you, and you can type this in the chat, have any of you heard of STEP 2.0 leadership program? I'll give you 15 seconds to type in. Just write yes or no. STEP 2.0 leadership program. I'm seeing almost all no's. Okay. Andy, if you, let me start speaking. If you have a STEP 2.0 leadership brochure, if you can just pull that up. If not, I'll do that in a minute, but let me start speaking. I'll give you a couple of minutes to find it if you can, okay? So this is it's for supply chain managers who have, let's say, anywhere from 5 to 10 years experience. They don't have to be from a particular organization. It can be from mixed organizations, but usually it would be a cohort of 20 to 30 people, usually about 25 from one country, a single country, okay? They can be from the same organization. If you're all from a central medical store, for example, Rwanda Medical Services, or EPSA from Ethiopia, et cetera, okay? So if 25 people are available for a program and they would like to, yeah, thank you. This is a fully funded program by the donors, and it takes you, just go to the next slide. I'll tell you where, yeah, next. Yeah, let's pause here, okay? It's this program is fully supported by USAID, Global Fund, Gavi, and People That Deliver, okay? It is a leadership, it's focused on supply chain leadership, and it's meant for managers, okay? It's typically, if you look at the first participant journey over here, there's 1 month of online introduction about this leadership program. It's 5 days of a physical workshop, usually maybe it's in a hotel, maybe it's in a building that is volunteered or offered by the ministry. And then there's a 3-month coaching, mentoring project where you're working with, if you can go 1 slide up, 2 slides up rather. Yeah, the one with all the faces of people. Yeah. And where you are being mentored by people such as these, okay? They could be, so if you look in the top row, and this is just an example, Dr. Nora Berra, she's the former Minister of Health of France, and she's one of our advisors. Dr. Florence Duperval, she's a former Minister of Health of Haiti, and she's also an Empower postgraduate diploma graduate. And then Catherine Sozi, who's UN Res Rep in Ethiopia, and Mabenge, the UNFPA Regional Director. So we can bring in these kinds of people, but you physically get to meet individuals that are in the core team of facilitators, okay? They would be part of the 5-day program. And this is just an example of the kinds of people. Some are from Gavi, from private sector, from our leadership director, Henry Foucault, Dominique, who's from People That Deliver, which is a UNICEF-based organization, et cetera, et cetera. And by the end of the 4 months, you would receive a leadership certification from STEP. If you go down to slide 7, please. These are the topics that are usually covered. Okay, so if you look at day 1, so read it horizontally. Leadership challenges, collaboration, advocacy, transformation, and communication, change management, and transformation. Transformation is everywhere. Communication and change management. Day 2, it's team mobilization, team development, team leadership. Day 3, it's think strategically, change strategically, plan strategically. Day 4, assessing readiness. So this is all part of the change management. And then you would bring it to a close on the 5th day. So this is done in person. And this entire course is fully funded, so it doesn't cost you anything. The only thing you would need to do is work with our team and identify 25 colleagues, partners, friends, and many of them we would also know through our network and our graduates as well. So coordinate, if this is of interest, please coordinate with Priya, and she will put you in touch with. In fact, for this, I would actually coordinate with, yeah, Priya's fine, copy Prof. Andy and myself in this, if this is an area of interest for you. Okay. That's all I have. I leave the floor open to the individuals here. I know we've crossed our time. So if there's if you want to type something, please do so. We can always respond later. But if you'd like to say something now, we have 5 minutes for questions and answers. If you're interested in something or any other points, over.
You're right to raise your hand to make a comment, or you can just type a message in the chat box.
I saw one question, if I don't have 5 years experience, I can't apply. It is preferred, but not excluded. So, because you will get more out of it. I believe, I don't, Ofoswa, I believe you're a recent graduate. You said you're a student. Talk to us. I have other thoughts and ideas. If you recently graduated from your bachelor's or master's degree and with a postgraduate diploma, if you don't have much experience, let's help build your portfolio, and then we'll get you in there. Anybody else? Is this of interest? Let me just see. I saw a lot of no's that you did not know about STEP. Let me ask, is this of interest? If you can just say yes, maybe, or no, so I have a sense of what the feedback is, okay? All right, good. I'm seeing, so we'll follow up with the yeses, and what we can do is have a detailed session and send you more information about this for all the ones who've indicated interest, okay? When it comes for, if you're interested in internship, yes, please put it there. We'll look at all the comments for those who are interested in internship as well. We'll give you those options as well. We're also in the, or the fees, all the fees and details of the master's course, they're all mentioned in that same document. Please take a look. It is, it's, all the details are there. Please check. And of course, as always, if we can find scholarships, we do that and get it funded from third party. Good. I'm seeing a lot of internship. All, by the way, just keep in mind all the yeses above were for STEP. And then there's a bunch more for internships as well. Very good. Postgraduate diploma, and the next level is the master's, correct. Internship, step 2.0. Brilliant. Okay, so we would look, we've just completed one in Uganda. And the way this would work is it will help you identify a cohort of about 25 people to work with you. So with that, I give the floor, keep putting information in the chat, that's absolutely fine. I give the floor to Prof. Andy. Actually, before your closing remarks, Andy, let me just ask, Priya, is there any other housekeeping matters to be announced?
No, sir. We are done.
Yeah, you're all done. Then you can, Andy, do you need just Priya, put from a speaker, choose speaker mode, so only Prof. Andy's image is shown to everyone, and then he can give us closing remarks. If you know how to do that. Go ahead, Andy.
Okay, then. All right, so you've done this course. We have a quote from Elon Musk. Some of you may know him. He's the head of Tesla and of SpaceX. And one of the quotes he said is, this supply chain stuff is really hard. Well, I think all of you already know that. Yes, it is hard. He had to find out the hard way. So if someone head of a major organization like that is just coming to realize it, that's the amount of advocacy we have to do. You've been empowered by this course. You now have the knowledge, you have the ability to perform. So please go out there and change the world. But do it, as always, with joy and happiness. And I wish you a very pleasant journey home to wherever you are. And if you're already home, a very good night. Many thanks to all of you for sitting through this graduation and being with us today.
Prof. Andy, thank you very much. May I just ask,
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone, share your video as we say goodbye, please.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you and bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful
Priya, before we go, can I have an extension for the profile access?
Yeah, sure. I'll share the extension slab with you and we can take it further from there.
Okay, thank you very much for everything. Bye.
Have a beautiful New Year.
Priya, can I have
Thank you,
a
you
different
too.
presentation?
Yeah, please share the presentation and share the recording of this.
Recording, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you,
The
Professor,
PPT and recording will be shared with you.
Priya, your
Okay.
video is
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, sir.
Your video is not on. People can't see it.
Okay.
And they've all mostly left.
Oh, mostly. Okay.
Don't worry.
Hi.
Still 20 there. We're okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
good night to all.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you, everybody else. Have a beautiful New Year's. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.